1, 2, 3, 4. Palapalooza. Palapalooza. We're talking to you. I'm Palapalooza. Words. All right, we're going to catch up with Mario from Nights Like Thieves. Mario J. Rivera. He's a local videographer, a global videographer, really. Talented guy. He knows Steve-O.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging.
What a fucking asshole. Hello, San Diego, California, America, planet Earth. Hopefully we can start having some local shows here again very soon.
Right to jail, right away.
Really? How about for less than 20 people?
Right to jail.
Less than 10 people?
Believe it or not, jail.
Wow. Hope you guys are staying inside, because if you're not...
Right to jail, right away.
I think I'm going to write another coronavirus parody song.
They put you in jail, right away. No trial, no nothing.
Well, hopefully that'll change here shortly. On our third episode of our quarantine wellness check, we're going to check in with our good friend Todd from Fallen Monuments and San Diego Punk, and Wade and Scott from Unwritten Law. We're going to check in with those guys, see how they're doing. Scott's living down in Mexico, so we'll see how the quarantine is in Mexico, and we'll see what's up with Unwritten Law and what they have in store for us coming up here. One of my local favorites for sure. Hope all is well. I believe this is coming to an end soon, hopefully, and we'll get back to normal. Have some local shows, have some fun.
Right to jail.
Spread the coronavirus around a little bit more. Just kidding.
Unreal.
All right, we're going to call my good friend Todd from Fallen Monuments.
Hello.
Hello, you are being recorded.
What are you trying to sell?
God damn it, Troy. What are you up to now?
What are you trying to sell? What's supposed to cost me money?
What are you selling,
a
dude?
Good deal.
I have a roll of toilet paper that I will sell you for $100.
100. That's pretty good, but
Not a bad deal.
I have a good stockpile.
On a serious note, how is your toilet paper supply?
I was just commenting on that. We're good. We buy cases from Sam's Club and Costco, and we're still well stocked. Well stocked to stay in quarantine and keep our rear ends clean.
You're one of the only faces I've talked to besides I chat with my neighbor every once in a while. Obviously socially distanced, but I saw you guys. You randomly took a walk up my street. What was that, a week ago, 10 days ago? And I just lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, a face.
Yeah, I love it. I love my little naughty pet. You're naughty.
A person I know. Like, dude, it was nice. It was nice seeing you guys, man.
Yeah, same. It was one of those things, you go stir crazy sitting in the house all day for weeks on end. And I was like, you know what? I bet Troy's hanging out. And I could see from the bottom of the street. I was like, yep, that's him. I'm walking up there. I'm going to risk it. And I'm going up there.
Pretty coincidental, because we're not on that cul-de-sac too often. So that was cool. That was a nice surprise.
Yes, indeed. I mean, outside of that, the only other people I've really seen is, strangers on the occasional trip to Albertsons or whatever. But
you hitting up Albertsons? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bi-weekly trip at best. So yeah, it's been quiet, lonely. Well, I shouldn't say quiet, because we've been getting loud and rowdy in here, finding very goofy and strange ways to occupy our time. But
yeah, you got a nice place up there. How are the kids? Kids seem to be pretty unaffected by all of this, right?
Kids they're missing their friends too. And I think they, as we dole out assignments for school, they're perceiving it like we're punishing them.
Right. It's tough to have that hat as a parent and a teacher, huh? Like I'm going to her school right down the street here shortly to pick up her iPad, and they're going to implement this sort of online program. And I don't know, it's difficult.
It is. And it requires a lot more engagement from the parents, just, if nothing else, just from the technology set up and getting them squared away. And, once they break from a Zoom session or whatever, if they have questions, it's not like they're sitting in a classroom with the teacher right there on hand to ask anymore. You're there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're kind of trying to juggle working from home and that, and, keeping your own work-life balance. It's really a weird time. I don't even know.
Are they going to end up paying us to teach our kids? We're getting paid for that, right?
That's a great question. I feel like we should be,
I think we should hit up the school district, dude. What grade are your kids in?
So I have a freshman in high school and a 6th grader.
Wow. Okay. So when you say they're missing friends, yeah, that didn't really click with me, because Lyric, like, she's not hanging with friends, like your high schooler is. So I didn't really even think of that.
My kids will both tell you the same thing. They don't really care for school, but they miss it from a social aspect. So.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you're working from home, right? You and your wife?
Yep, working from home. I'm sitting in an office, tiny little bedroom with 2 computer setups in here now, and my wife and I sit next to each other and trample on each other, trying to get to, desktop space and papers and files. It's cozy.
It's good you guys get along, all the families that get along, and you have a lot of space. I'm fortunate in that regard too. Our family, we get along, usually 95% of the time, and we have plenty of space here. I don't take it for granted. We're really appreciative of that. So, I feel for the families out there that maybe, don't get along, or domestic violence issues, or, just being maybe, I don't know.
Funny you brought that up. We were just talking about that earlier at lunch today. We are fortunate to be sitting in a house and have this kind of space in a yard that I can walk out into. But I think about, a large number of people out there that are maybe cooped up in a studio apartment or a 1-bedroom apartment with somebody they barely get along with, and maybe with kids too, or even roommates, couch surfing or whatever. But that kind of stuff, that gives stir crazy a whole new level of insanity. Yeah, that's just, I can't imagine.
When I start complaining, I kind of check myself a little bit, but
yeah, well said.
We've been talking Netflix a lot. Any Netflix binging for you?
Man, I've been watching just a ton of TV lately, as you can imagine. It's just, it just seems to be the go-to.
Right. That television, that's one hell of an invention.
I've been watching, I guess lately I've been stuck on, it's Cults and Extreme Belief. It's an AE show that's on Hulu right now. I think there's 2 seasons. It kind of started, we watched another one about the Buddha Field group that was out, I think a year or so ago on Netflix. And that's just a one sitting documentary that centers on this crazy dude named Michel who,
I'm already sold. Any documentary based around a dude named Michel, I'm in.
It's pretty interesting, though. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, but the A&E one's really good because it goes through a bunch of different cults and religions, and it kind of looks at the dark and creepy side of those types of organizations. And rather than get locked in on just one, each episode you got a new fresh look at new people, new characters.
I'll check it out. We did our time with Tiger King. We've had a lot of Tiger King talk on here.
Do you enjoy the guy with the little one doing it, or do you enjoy watching the guy with the big one doing it?
Yeah, it's kind of kooky. Like I can't in any world imagine, getting my arm taken off by a tiger and being so like addicted or loyal to some kook who had all these, animals, and say, I'm going back to work. That's so life-changing. I'd be like, nah.
Yeah. He brushed that off pretty well. That's a guy, right? I think everyone was mistaking him as a girl, but it's actually a guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of ambiguity in those people in this show. So I mean, it's hard to say.
I'll be honest with you, dude. A lot of those characters remind me of people I'd see walking down the streets of El Cajon.
El Cajon? That's the anus of San Diego.
Oh, for sure.
Or Lakeside, maybe. But anyways.
So, how are you feeling about this idea that, long past when they start to ease restrictions on the social distancing and all of that, that sporting events and music concerts and these types of gatherings will continue to be squashed out until like late 2021.
Yeah, I just saw that. Everyone's bringing that article up.
Yeah, well, it got me thinking about, some of these like mid-level groups that pay their bills doing music, and just run the gamut, the face-to-faces
Right.
and the lagwagons, the groups that are, not necessarily massively popular, but they're definitely paying their bills doing music and have been able to do that for, quite some time. If they're just shut down completely,
it's scary.
It railroads them right into the statistics of the 17 million people in the last 3 weeks that have filed unemployment claims. It is scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. I mean, the only thing I can do is just kind of take it. My company is majorly affected by this. I mean, it's non-existent. I DJ and I do weddings and corporate events, and I don't know, man. There's probably going to be certain restrictions, right? Like, you have to wear a mask and there can only be X amount of people that enter into the venue.
Yeah. And I think at the onset of all this, people were concerned about it and bummed, if you think about local music perspective. And I think a lot of bands were thinking, yeah, come April, we'll be back at it. Can't wait to get back out there. And now all of a sudden, I think this realization is setting in, like, we might not be doing any of that for a long time.
You think so? I mean, what are your thoughts? When do you think the first local show will be in San Diego?
I don't think it's going to be before June.
Before June, yeah.
Right to jail.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Peter on. He has May 1st still booked with the Moreau.
Right to jail. Right away.
I don't know if that's going to get postponed or what. I mean, do you think it's going to come down to a venue by venue case?
I don't. I think it'll be pretty blanketed as far as that kind of thing goes.
Right.
And in addition to that, I've been having this conversation a lot about once they start easing some of the restrictions, it's not like a light switch where everyone's just going to go flooding back into their normal way of life. Right. Okay, let's say May 1st, let's say they just completely undo social distancing. Does that mean everybody's going to pile into a movie theater and go watch the newest release? I don't think so. I think there are a lot of, sketched out people that are going to really be easing back into some semblance of how it was before all of this.
Do you think movie theaters are going to survive this?
That's a great question. Think about a company like Live Nation, Ticketmaster, this kind of setup. If they're not having any events through the later part of 2021, that's like certain doom.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, their revenues are squashed for a year. I just don't see those types of companies surviving.
Jeez, man. I thought I was doing this to kind of, bring my mood up a little bit, but fuck Todd.
I'm assessing credit all day, and I'm looking at a huge variety of companies daily. That's what I do for a living. And I'm looking at, anything from your little mom and pop dine-in restaurant to companies like Live Nation and the like. So I'm constantly seeing financials and researching and reading about the impact of COVID-19, and it is grim. It is grim right now.
Okay.
Companies that were, A and B rated companies in January, we have to treat like they're C-rated companies at this stage. And
wow.
I've looked at share price after share price of publicly traded companies that have just fallen off of a cliff in March.
Wow. What is your industry again? What are you doing for the layman?
I work in premium finance. We do money lending for mostly large companies that have, really large insurance programs for their general liability, workers' comp. We kind of run the gamut as far as insurance types. But we lend, if you can imagine a company that has, $18 million general liability insurance premium, it's kind of hard to come up with that cash up front. And sometimes the carriers don't offer installments. So that's kind of where my company comes in, and we do set up financing.
Gotcha. So you're really seeing the impact of this and researching it and really grasping it more than the average person would be. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It's fucked.
Yeah.
It sucks. There's no other way around it. How do you think the government is handling this?
I think they're just like everybody else. They're doing what they can, and I hate to say this, and maybe there are people out there that would challenge me when I say this. I think that so much of the action has stemmed from some sort of weird cascading effect where one municipality said, okay, we're gonna implement this type of restriction, and then the rest of the people on the outside of it see that and say, you know what, we better follow suit, and then it just cascades everywhere. And I see that on repeat right now, and I hate to say it, but I feel like a lot of it is an overreaction.
Right.
That is not to make any kind of comments about how I value human life. I have,
Sure. I'm with you as well. I would agree.
I see enforcement on things that is completely unnecessary. You get people who are just stir crazy, and they want to get out of the house, so they go and they may mill around at a park or something, and they're getting citations for not having a need to be out on the streets or whatever, that kind of stuff. Okay, on one hand, okay, maybe they shouldn't be out there. On the other hand, do we really need to enforce like that type of this fines of $1,500 for being out watching a sunset kind of BS?
Yeah, I went to Sunset Cliffs just to get away, and they don't even allow you to park in those little rest stops on the way to Sunset Cliffs. They don't even why? Why wouldn't you be able to just park your vehicle there?
I completely agree with you. You can't get better social distance than in the confines of your own vehicle, right? Like, why would you serve somebody a citation for doing that? Especially right now, we got to find leniencies where we can, and I think once we've implemented all the stuff, we need to be taking second looks at it and seeing if there's any tweaking we can do, because nuance matters, man.
Yeah. The thing that scares me the most is what's going to happen after all of this. You already see China starting their apps that track where you're going and this and that. And,
that's already happening as far as I'm concerned. We're all holding cell phones right now. So
true. Yeah, that's a good point. Any good news?
Unreal.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, as I hang out here and I spend a heck of a lot more time with my kids during the day, I'm watching them really start to excel at some of their hobbies and stuff. As an example, my daughter's learning how to ollie on the skateboard, and my son's getting crazy good on the guitar.
Right.
He's killing it because he's spending several hours a day, and it's amazing how much you advance when you spend that much time.
Yeah, there's got to be some good that comes out of it. Shout out to my wife. She's been working with Lyric on silks. We have the aerial silk here in our house. So they've been doing that, and Lyric's amazing, dude. Like, she really blows my mind. And then they've been doing archery in the backyard. So there is some good that's coming from all of this. Hopefully, for anyone listening, I hope everyone's doing all right,
I thought Tiffany was dead.
Oh, yeah. Lyric shot her. You saw that?
I'm pretty sure Lyric shot her, yeah. Square in the stomach with a crossbow or a regular bow and arrow? A regular bow and arrow, yeah. I saw that video.
Shout out to my amazing video skills throughout all of this. They've really come a long way. My video editing.
We were watching the video of Lyric shooting Tiffany last night, and the comment my wife made was GFY Productions.
You like that? I've had that for a while, dude. The GFY.
Yeah, it's good.
You'd never guess what that stands for.
I have no clue. No, I'm pretty sure I know.
Well, I'll be all right. This will pass, I hope.
Hey, I was telling some other people earlier this week, I've been doing all kinds of just out of the norm stuff. I was working on jigsaw puzzles and just I never do that kind of thing, but it's actually kind of fun playing board games, like stuff I got, 4 Christmases ago from some random relative where we never even opened the board game. We're cracking open things like that with the family and just checking it out. And yeah, it's been interesting. That kind of stuff's cool though. I think that's the good side of all of this. Spending time like that with your family is kind of priceless. And this has been a good moment in time to realize kind of reassess priorities. And
Totally, buddy. Yeah, we whipped out the Monopoly, the Beatles Monopoly. That was kind of cool. We do that, but a lot of TV and a lot of social media too. I'm not going to lie. That's social media right now is pretty cool. Really, it's bringing everyone together, and you get to video chat. I've gotten really into the Instagram video chatting. I don't know if you've done that, dude, but there's all sorts of like cool fucking filters.
Dude, I've had a couple people try to get me into some of these chats, and I have to be honest, like I've actually spent less time on social media through this than I was prior to this, because I'm doing a bunch of other stuff when I'm off my work shift. But when it comes to like the Zoom chats and all of that, I've done a couple, but it makes me feel like I'm still at work because I'm on them all day already.
Oh, you are?
And then
okay.
by the time I get off, it's like, okay, the last thing I want to do is hop on another one of these.
Totally. There's some on Instagram. I don't even know if you're on Instagram, but there's even Facebook. You can video chat people and you can turn on filters, dude. So you can like all sorts of filters, man. Like where you're wearing a Michael Myers mask or you're wearing a Jason mask. They're endless.
Yep, I've seen a bunch.
It's just fun to screw around with them.
Yeah, we did a family one last night for Easter. One of Shannon's cousins sent around a link for everyone to hop onto sometime around 8 o'clock. And he came in and was like an avocado wearing a sombrero or some deal.
It's hilarious, dude. Yeah, they're random, but we're finding different ways to connect. It's really an interesting like study in human, I don't know, human something, resiliency or human adaptation, like the way we're sort of managing this whole situation.
Yeah, you know what? You were asking earlier about good stories. One of the things I was just thinking about, as you said, adaptation. If anything, if the effects on the environment are cleaning up to the extent as some of these articles are indicating that I've been reading, that's great.
Yeah, no one's driving, right?
A good unintended consequence of all of this.
Right.
I'm going on 3 weeks on the same tank and gas. I'm usually blasting through one in like 5 days. So
that's interesting you brought that up. I haven't read anything, but that has crossed my mind. Like there's no gas, there's got to be a ton of less chemicals going into the environment, right?
Yep. Although the flip side of that is everyone's at home eating like crazy, so I guess the landfills have been out of control with the trash and all that, and the waste companies have been having a hard time keeping up with that. But as far as like emissions go, I think there's probably a dramatic improvement over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Right on, buddy. Really nice chatting with you. Send my best to your family and cruise over and walk up the street here sometime soon, man.
Will do. Mask in hand.
Right on, Todd. Take care, brother. All the best.
All right, brother.
Why Corona? All right, up next, we're going to call Wade Youman. He is a local drummer. He was the drummer for Unwritten Law for quite a long period of time. See how he's doing.
Hello?
Wade, this conversation is being recorded.
Oh, okay, cool. I was watching an interview with a vampire movie. I'll turn it off.
Fucking great movie, dude. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. Epic.
I can't go on Facebook right now, dude, because I got kicked off for 4 hours because I put a big black cock on it.
Okay, let's hear all about this, bro. You got kicked off of Facebook. Why?
Because like some chick put this, take a picture of whatever in front of you right now, and I'm obsessed. I downloaded like a big black cock, and it's a dink, and then like don't put me up for like 12 seconds, and then fucking you're kicked off for 24 hours. Oh, fuck.
Holy shit, dude! Really?
Yeah, they get kicked off there a lot though sometimes. The last time I think I threatened to kill the president, or I wanted the president killed, so they kicked me off then too.
I actually saw that. Somebody mentioned that to me. I think that was before you were going to come on the live stream. What was that? Talk about that, dude. You basically said that you wanted someone to kiss the president, right?
Yeah, I just switched out the L's with the S's. Oh,
so your original post, you actually said that?
Yeah, absolutely. For like a couple hours, I think. But you know what? Like, I was like, it might not have been me because there was somebody in my room that was going through my phone, so it could have been them.
Wade, how you doing throughout all this, dude? What's the world coming to, man?
Nothing. I just been writing. I've been writing a record up at Eric's house we've been up there for like the past 3 weeks, and I just came down today to get some bats, get some change, just pick up some things, and I'm going back up, and we're back into writing. We're like on song 6.
Hell yeah, dude! And what's that project called?
We're called Spray Allen. We're not called The World Ends, Everyone Dies anymore. We changed the name like about a month ago.
To Spray Allen. Do you have anything online?
Mm-hmm. No, we don't. We just got one mix back though from Paul Leary. He's the producer of. He's the Butthole Surfers guy. He was in the Melvins too, but he's the one that produced the Sublime record.
Oh yeah.
And so it's really, it's fucking really, really, really awesome. I'll let you hear it. I just can't put it like on a radio or a stream or anything yet. But then
I can't wait to hear it, man. Spray Allen. When you guys get, when this quarantine passes and you guys get up and running, man, I'd love to have you over and we can have a full on interview,
Absolutely. We're just writing instead of doing like an on stream live thing up at his house, which he could be doing also. We're just really, really buckling down and just writing and recording and writing and recording and taking DMT and writing and recording.
Are you really? Little DMT? Does that inspire you?
Yeah, it gets very peaceful. It's pretty trippy, man. Have you done it?
No, I haven't tried that. No, DMT.
We have a shaman up there this past weekend did it with us. It was really cool, man. It was pretty trippy. It's kind of like medicine, though. It's not like the funnest trip. It's like you think you're dead and shit. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really. It's like it's kind of like trying to explain what sex is like. You got to do it. I guess,
Have you had any sort of awakenings or anything like that while you've been under the influence? Yeah.
We keep just channeling just through art, art and ancient Egypt.
All right. Cool.
And we got this rad thing. We got a really cool album cover coming out, which is really rad. I can't really say it, but it's going to be really cool. It's going to be even cooler packaging than the Tool record.
Right on, dude. Did you design the cover?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We're all doing it. We're all doing it at the moment.
Cool.
Yeah, with this other artist and this guy that works with paper and fucking he makes pop-up books. So it's going to be something along that line or whatever,
I'm stoked that you're staying busy and active with some new stuff. I mean, a lot of local musicians listen to this podcast that, probably know of your project Unwritten Law. So we got to touch on that. Are you currently with Unwritten Law? I was actually just talking with Scott.
Yeah, well, I guess the album's recorded or some of I wrote half the songs at least. We all wrote them. All Unwritten Law did. But me and Scott just haven't been getting along about things, and maybe we'll talk it out here sooner or later. But they decided to just go to Australia without me.
Oh, they did the whole Australia tour without you guys. Okay.
Yeah, without me. Yeah.
Without you. Yeah.
That wasn't very nice.
What happened there?
I have a lot of fans up there. I love my fans, dude, more than anything in the world.
Totally.
They come first. But hopefully there's some girl bands out there. We need to get a San Diego girl band, a rock and girl band.
There's a few, man. The Fair Play comes to mind as a local band. I don't know if you've checked them out, but they have a female singer, Color Till Monday. But who comes to mind as a female fronted band that you're super into? I've gotten into the Interrupters.
I'm foreseeing a younger generation of them. I'm seeing it probably around high school era or maybe even younger. I feel them brewing in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or in the land here somewhere.
Yeah.
They're definitely spawning right now.
Yeah, cool.
I hope. Make Papa proud.
Yeah. I hope you work everything out with Scott, man, because some of the shit you guys have written together, dude, has been really inspirational for me, and I know a lot of other locals, not to... I don't know if you get sick of talking about Unwritten Law, do you? Are you kind of over it, or?
Well, yeah, it's been so much drama over the past 6 months and needless shit. Other people get involved in it and stuff, and then and I love doing art. Period. I'm that's what I do, man. I don't have kids and all that shit yet and all that stuff. So I'm art in the art world 24/7. So I don't really want to be. I'm not going to say anything because I love my brothers. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to do that.
Right.
But trust me. All my will is there. I put a lot of energy into the songs for the Unwritten Law and ready to play drums. And I've been talking with Chris about stuff, but yeah, I think things will work out. But then I got my Spray Allen too, and it's wonderful. So that I'm gonna have to play with both bands because you know, if it works out. I mean, I hope so too, man.
Yeah.
You know?
You can do both. I mean, right now, obviously no shows.
Well, I got Fondue too, which is pretty much, it's Spray Allen with Danny Way and Jeremy Rogers, the skaters. We have a project called Fondue also, and that the video and the song's almost done for that.
Hell yeah, man.
It's called Out of This World. And so I'm just waiting for, like, everyone else is like kind of like hiding out in Unwritten Law, I think. But we're hiding out up at Eric's house and we're just riding away. So like a lot of music's coming out right now and
Dope.
And just being very, very artful in this world, you know, just to get the message out, you know.
No, I see that about you, bro. You're an artist, dude. You know, at the heart of it all, you like to create, right? You're an artist. Yeah.
Yeah, a cultural engineer.
Yeah.
Cultural engineer.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely, I love that.
It's all for the kids and the community. It's a great community, and we have a great music scene here and all that stuff. So.
It's all for the kids. Don't you have that tattooed somewhere on you?
Yeah, on my chest, I got that one.
That's right.
Yeah, it's next to.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just tattooed Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande on my arm too.
Dang, you are all about the female fronted bands, dude.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do Wendy O. Williams and PJ Harvey.
There you go. Last time I saw you was at Phaser Control, where I think you guys recorded Unwritten Law's tracks, right? Are you still jamming over there or no?
No. I moved out of there a while ago, and then As I Lay Dying moved in.
Oh, okay. As I Lay Dying is over there. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But I haven't been there for a while. I've been pretty much just playing it up at Eric's house because you know he's got like a plantation with all the equipment you need there and stuff. So I just moved kind of up there.
Dope.
You know.
Yeah.
And we practice like all hours of the day and night and shit. So it's not really just like a daytime thing. You know.
That's
it's like just the way Unwritten Law writes. It's more like a structured, more like a. You know, like by the hour, because you know all the rest of them have kids and stuff, and so they're like in jobs,
right?
And so it's like that's more of like on a schedule to write that stuff, but it's like most like all my time's dealing with the Spray Allen stuff. But we'll see. I mean, I should be getting along with Unwritten Law. I mean, Scott, I'm sure we'll figure out something. You know, if not, then they're just gonna put out an album with my songs on it, and I can get a new drummer. I guess they can do that again. So, but I'm not gonna like lose sleep over it.
I hope it works out for you, man. Scott had nothing but good words to say about you, and you know, I think when you and Scott are together, Unwritten Law is making its best music, dude, for sure.
Yeah, I find it rad too, man. Because I didn't go to Australia without them.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened there, man, but that sounds shitty. Any conspiracies on this whole epidemic that you want to talk about?
No, well, I could just say that Mother Earth's mad. And there are aliens that are from other solar systems that are implementing themselves into humanity right now. And I think a lot of them haven't even awakened yet. And it's just kind of like a transition time for the Earth. It's kind of like a change of aeons. You know, we're going into the age of Aquarius. So as this is kind of like a transformation from like the old like dying god like vibe of 2,000 years, and we're going into like space evolution if we can make it through this, you know.
Wow.
All this stuff. So I think that's just what's happening. It's just going to happen. You know, I mean, you just gotta go with it. We're just fleas on the planet right now, but
right.
We're kind of taking over. I mean, the death thing's bad and shit, but so is the flu and so is suicide. I'm more butthurt about kids killing themselves or you know, drug overdose and shit when they didn't need to. I'm more worried about them than I am like, you know, people dying of like the coronavirus, you know.
Virus, yeah.
And I want to get it, and God bless the fucking all the people in the hospitals and doctors and stuff, you know,
right?
All that shit, you know. But I just, you know, and I don't believe in politics, man. I hate fucking politicians. I hate all of them. They're all liars and murderers, dude. Like the whole fucking government system is fucking full of shit. I think that's just my point of view.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Let's talk aliens, bro. Let's bring it back to the aliens. You think that? Yeah. Let's get more into that a little bit. Just, you know, this doesn't have to be a long conversation, but
yeah, that's cool. I'm down with that.
I'm totally open-minded and with all of that kind of stuff, man. Like, what's your theory on that, dude? Exactly, like aliens.
My theory is like, you know, like aliens. I mean, at least a big group of them. Shit, I want to say definitely in the 70s or in the 40s, they came here and they bred with the human beings, and I think that's where a lot of us came from. I think that's where a lot of the alienation and and like the UFOs and all that stuff. That's where it comes from. We're kind of like what they call it's called a cargo cult.
Right.
And the word it's called a cargo cult, and that's what like species kind of do before they advance. Like like back there's like some indigenous tribes that have like they made like big airplanes when they flew over, and they made big airplanes out of straw and made them on the ground with art. You know what I mean? So you kind of become that. But really, I think we're just implemented. I think definitely people have their own UFOs, and
wow.
and I believe fucking that there's aliens different. There's like 22 or something different alien races that are interbred with human beings, and just and it's time to go back to the Earth, and we're taking back the Earth.
Wow. Yeah. I believe that, bro. We're almost like alien hybrids.
Are the alien hybrids? I mean, like the ones that actually look like, say, like the gray ones with the big eyes and stuff. Yeah, I think they're just trans-dimensional. I don't think necessarily. I mean, there are times when they have come here in the flesh. There's like videotapes of real grays I know that were like they're called. It's called Skinny Bob. If you look those videos up, that's like a real gray alien. I can tell you just from, or at least I believe it is. But I mean, they can erase themselves through time. So it's like, I mean,
I see.
It's really easy to go through interdimensional stuff when you're in those different type of like species of aliens. So like one's not going to really go walking down the street. I think that's kind of led up more up to the imagination and the dimensions that our subconscious is. And I'm just trying to raise consciousness of the planet pretty much to get of a better consciousness so we could evolve, and become outer space people and go to other planets and go underground. And as long as we're not blowing up bombs or taking over shit, all the awful shit, keeping, I guess, racism to a minimalism, to where it's like becomes a competitive thing, like industrial wise or creation wise, not like by, ousting people or killing people or not letting people live,
Yeah.
I think, but as far as the aliens go, man, I love them. There's so much. And like the truth really comes through like books and movies and art and music. I mean, that's like really the voice of aliens. That's the way they usually come through. I think that's how it's channeled, and like, if you just look really closely into certain songs and certain books,
right.
And, that shit's not necessarily fake, it's not unreal,
Yeah. Even some of your past songs, I think, right? Come to mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wasn't Coffin Text? You guys have had a few songs about aliens, right?
Yeah. Well, Coffin Text is actually, it's out of a book called the Book of the Dead. It's an ancient Egyptian book. It's pretty much like the Bible. It's where all the stories came from, like from Jesus to like Osiris and all that stuff. But it's ancient Egypt, and it's a spell. Coffin Text is a spell into dealing with the afterlife or your next life. That's what the Coffin Text kind of originated from. And then me and Scott just kind of like made a story out of a chapter out of the Book of the Dead. I think that's where it came from.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs on the Black Album, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Well, cool, dude. Nice to chat with you, dude. I figured you'd have some good stuff for me, man. Are you staying socially distanced? Are you buying into all that? You kind of staying away from everyone?
Yeah, no, I've just been up at my bass player's house. It's just us, the band. We're just living up there, and there's plenty of land to do all kinds of activities. So we just been staying up there, it's kind of like just like distant from a lot of, certain, just from groups of people lately anyway, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So it's cool. It's not really too big of a deal and stuff. It's just, dive into music, dive into art, and dive into reading and talking. I think use this for a benefit. Everybody who's listening to this, I mean, get stoned or whatever, or don't get stoned, and just get creative, get those juices going, from photography to art to poetry, even to fucking songs. I mean,
yeah,
anything. Just being creative is really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think that really helps. You know what I mean?
It's kind of the perfect time for that, huh? I mean, everyone's at home. If you have a home studio, I've been doing like stuff with my daughter. I've done a couple funny like parody songs that are a little more comedy.
Right.
Writing some stuff of my own. But yeah, I think that's a really good message, man. For sure. That's a good positive message for everyone out there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, big time. Oh, I'm single now. I could use a girlfriend.
Oh, Wade's on the market, folks. Yeah. All right. When did that end?
Oh, dude, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been close to a year.
Close to a year. All right.
No, it's cool, but no, it's cool. I'm just joking, kind of.
Yeah, I know. Where's your studio at? Where does Eric live? What part of town?
He lives up in Bonzel.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, on a big avocado plantation type thing.
You're there right now?
Yeah,
you have pretty good service.
It's got a place called. Yeah, there was a party there. We had a party at the Oasis.
Okay.
That's like a ritual burial ground at the bottom of Eric's property. That's where we had like a big party, and like right before the Corona breakout thing. That's when we were called "World Ends, Everyone Dies." That's when we played that party. That was for Eric's birthday.
And then you changed your name.
Yeah, we changed the name. I think right after the party we changed the name because we didn't really want it to be weed or. It's kind of weird now though, huh?
Yeah.
But we just we came up with Spray Allen. We wanted to be more of a different direction.
Spray Allen, I like that, dude. What are some local?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I like that name a lot. What are some local band shout outs, dude? Some bands from San Diego that you'd like to give some.
I like this band that I was in the studio with that I really liked, and they're called Way to the Sun. I'm excited to see what they're going to be sounding like. They were next to us. They were bitching. They were really fucking cool.
Oh, I know those guys, dude. Rob is the bass player, right?
Yeah, they were. I just love their whole style. They were really, really cool, man. I like them a lot. And then, and I like, the band that we've been having. I like the Amanda Shanks. They've been playing with us. They're like, it's like just like gutter punk. It's great, and I'm gonna see how they're gonna evolve. You know what I mean? And that's like pretty much what my eye's been on just lately.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's good to see you're staying positive and staying creative throughout this bizarre time.
Yeah, it's better than being, like down and depressed and shit. Everyone goes through ups and downs, at least I do, and shit. Like heartbreak to you name it. Just what life throws at you. But
yeah,
you got to be positive, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, the Earth's really, really beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful stuff out there, but there's a lot of crappy shit.
All right.
There's politics, religion, and all that fucking bullshit, old school shit we don't need anymore. So
I think you're right. I think in a lot of ways people are doing some harmful things to the planet for sure.
Yeah, man, we got to really be more conscious of from everything, from our rituals to the way we treat the planet, dude, by far, and like the people on the planet, by far.
Keep up with that DMT, dude. Hit me up. I'm just kidding. Hit me up when you're on a good one with that shit, dude. I'll have a conversation with you then.
Well, hey, that can be arranged, man. That can be arranged, man. I could bring you up there and prepared to go away for a night. It didn't last too long. Yeah. I'll bring you up there, man. Take you on a trip.
Call me next time you're on a trip.
You got it, brother. Absolutely.
We'll have a full separate podcast.
Yeah.
And we'll just title it Wade on a Trip.
Rad.
And we'll fucking release it. And we'll just talk about whatever, dude. We'll just let it go. We'll let it roam,
That sounds great.
Right on, brother. Hey, really nice talking with you. Really all the best to you, and I hope the very best for you and both your bands, Spray Allen, Unwritten Law, and keep it up, brother. And we'll keep in touch, right?
I will do. And everybody out there have a wonderful night, and any girls out there get a band together. Let's get some girl rock.
And hit Wade up. Wade's single. Hit him up.
I love you, brother.
Right on, Wade. Scott Russo, Unwritten Law. How you doing, my friend?
Good, man. How you doing?
Chilling, brother. What the hell are you doing down there? How are you staying busy?
I'm boarded up in my house in Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is a global pandemic. It's pretty out of control down in Mexico, too, huh?
It's actually just starting here, but just doing the math, it's probably going to be pretty gnarly here because people live on top of each other. Not a lot of places to clean your hands. Not a lot of knowledge. So my guess is it's gonna explode here.
Right, man. That's gnarly. You're in TJ?
Yeah.
How are you and Wade doing these days?
Oh, I mean, it's all same shit, different day. You know what I'm saying? He's Wade. He's beautiful and he's fucking crazy, man. And you never know what you're gonna get.
Is he currently with UL?
He's not out of the band. He's just we just need to make sure he's healthy and to make sure that the business is healthy.
Totally. Last time we talked, man, you were releasing a new album. What's the status with that, dude?
We just finished recording the record. Right now we're mixing it with Joe Marlette, who's worked on the Blink records, worked on Queens of Stone Age. Good dude. Yeah. He actually mixed the Unwritten Law acoustic record. and that's where we're at. It was slated to come out in September, and on Cleopatra Records, and now we're just kind of chilling because the whole world has fell apart. So
totally,
we're gonna have the product. It's just like, what's going to be a good time to release that? I'm not. You know what? No one knows what the fuck is going on right now. So we're just all kind of like, let's do our jobs and then see, let the kind of universe take care of the rest of it.
Totally, man. Any conspiracy theories on what's going on, or you believe it's all legit? Everything we're hearing on the news is straightforward.
I don't believe that everything we're hearing is straightforward. I don't believe there's all these conspiracy theories around this. I think, this thing's a monster. I think it's such a monster that even the people in charge don't even know really when the thing's going to take a right or left. No one has any idea.
Right.
At first it's like, it's not airborne, then it's airborne. First it's like, 6 feet apart, or 3 feet apart, then it's 6 feet apart. Now it's, 3 meters apart, 12 feet.
Right.
And so it's just like, who knows what the fuck is going on. I know that for me personally, and for like my family, my kids and everyone, we're taking it very seriously. I'd sooner be wrong and be safe than be, whatever the fuck ever.
Totally. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, it's unprecedented. And obviously, we're musicians. We're being affected. You guys had Unwritten Law had a couple things that were postponed, right? You had something going on in Australia. Did that get rescheduled?
Yeah, no, we finished Australia. Thank God. Everything was safe. It had happened in China, and we flew to Australia, completed our tour, but apparently our tour was like one of the last 2 or 3 tours that completed in Australia. Came home for like 4 days, did Hawaii for a week, then came back home. So we were gone for like a good month and a half, but as soon as we got back, the fucking thing just hit. And so we had some shows in May that, they're still on the boards as of now, but I'm only guessing, again, doing the math, that we're going to get pushed into another 30 days of isolation.
I think so.
And so, no one knows, and our business is the same way. We can't go play. And I read something on Metal Press or Metal News today that shows won't even get going till the fall of 2021. Now it's pretty fucking
that's scary. Wow. I imagine big festivals are out until then for sure. But fuck, I'm hoping that smaller shows will get started. You guys I was really stoked to see you guys at Belly Up. What's capacity there? 6, 7? No, it's probably like what, 700, 800?
I want to say it's 6.
Yeah.
It's 6. 556.
Do you have any word on that? Like when that would be up and going? Probably not, huh?
You know what? Quite honestly, Chris is kind of like the manager guy. I write songs and play the singer, and that's about it. So, he's the one doing the deals and does all that kind of stuff. So he kind of lets the rest of us know if things are going on, if things are still going on and whatnot. So I haven't heard that it's canceled yet, and I haven't heard that it's canceled yet. So as far as I know, as of right now, it's still on. If it was to be postponed, of course we'll come back. What's that?
What's the date on that? I thought that was in April.
May 29th.
Oh, okay. So that's still on. Okay, fuck yeah. Cool. Any Netflix binging down there? Have you seen Tiger King yet?
Oh, I have, man. It's fucking glorious.
So
it's really fantastic.
Did Carol Baskin kill her husband or what?
Of course she did. There's no two ways about it. She did so much that, when they have to, as you know, have to release the flick.
Right.
They reopened the case.
Did they really? I didn't even know that. DNA. Wow.
Yeah. So you didn't hear that? Yeah, they reopened the case.
They reopened the case. Holy shit, that backfired on that Carol chick, huh? Big time.
She can't really murder someone. I think the universe will kind of somehow will find a way to make sure you pay for your actions.
So, totally. Do you think Joe Exotic got what he deserved in the end?
I think he got 21 years.
Something like that, yeah.
22 years in federal prison, I think. That's real time. It's a bit excessive, but he tried to have someone killed. That's fucked up.
Right.
Again, you can't do that. Just morally as a human being, you can't. It's not up to you to decide who lives and who stays and who goes,
Totally.
Crystal meth's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. I can't believe how big that show blew up, man. That's kind of been the quarantine Netflix binger for the planet, I think.
So we've been we've been watching that. I watched the LA show today. It was pretty good. The Netflix show.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, totally. It just came out. It's trending right now on Netflix. Just go to that little row and you'll check it out.
I've been trying to get through Ozark. Have you watched that?
Ozark is some fucking shit. Yeah, we closed it down probably 2 weeks ago. It's brilliant. You have to watch that.
Yeah, I'm in the 3rd season, so I'm pretty stoked on that. That's a good one.
Every single episode gets gnarlier and gnarlier and gnarlier, and then I'm not gonna blow it for you, but the ending scene, you're just like, holy fucking shit!
Wow.
I can't wait for season 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked on it. What are you missing the most, man? Like when this all, when the stay-at-home order ends, what's the first thing you're going to be doing?
My kids, man. My kids, and my mom.
Yeah.
We came home, and I don't think, I'm not sure if anyone, I'm in Mexico. My parents are in San Diego. And, we came back from Hawaii. We went to my mom's house and stayed there for a night. Then came down here, but I wasn't, I didn't realize, no one knew at that time. That could have been the last time I say, knock on wood, that I see my mom. So it's like,
scary, huh?
It's really pretty sketchy. Yeah. It's just for anyone over, 60, anyone who's a smoker, anyone who's this, that, and the other. And this is like check for all these things for, people I'm very close to. And, I'm just nervous for us to get out of this. I want everyone to get out of this, in one piece.
Sure. Yeah, I'm scared for my parents too. And I mean, being yesterday was Easter, it kind of puts things into perspective. Usually I chill with family and host a big, event where you all search for eggs. And obviously that didn't happen. So it'll make us appreciate some things a little bit more, huh?
I mean, absolutely. I do believe that the majority of the human race will come out of this thing with a better respect for life and each other and what we truly have and what's really important to us.
And let's hope so.
That's going to be I believe, the upside of this whole thing. I'm hoping that's going to be the upside. For me, it definitely is.
Right.
A lot of those things that, I took for granted before, I don't do that anymore, I'm very thankful. I've been locked literally in this house. I haven't seen anyone.
Really?
Including my girlfriend in almost a month.
Wow.
That's fucking gnarly.
How's your health?
It's trying to stay healthy.
Yeah.
What's that?
You feeling all right? You feeling healthy?
Healthy wouldn't be my first, adjective.
Right.
I feel sane. It gets a bit depressing, I'm sure, for everyone, but again, it's just trying to stay healthy, not drink yourself into oblivion.
Right.
Make music, do things that are healthy, and that's where I'm at, and just trying to juggle that, taking care of the house and doing these things that kind of make you feel like you're normal.
Totally. Yeah, I sent you those piano tracks, man. If you want to fuck around with that, can have some fun with it. On your downtime. You're in a little apartment, right? That kind of overlooks the ocean down there. I've seen some stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. I'm down here in Playa de Tijuana. So
dope.
Down here on the beach. It's really lovely down here. There's an incredible music scene here.
Oh yeah.
And basically all my friends here are kind of like Mexican rock stars, so I had no idea
that's right
that they were this kind of a big deal. And, we met the way I came to Playa was we were on tour of The Offspring. Mm-hmm. And there's this band opening called Los Kung Fu Monkeys from Mexico, from Tijuana. Mm-hmm. And they were fans of our band growing up, listening to 91X, and obviously we were playing on 91X. Became friends with one of the guitar players. Came down here. He introduced me to he's like the socialite of Tijuana. Met the crew, and there's fucking dope people, good people, talented people, and it was just a place that really called to me. Class was like, what? There's something about this place it's magical. It's just dangerous. Yeah. Don't let the sunshot pics fool you, but it's dope, and you just got to be smart. You know what I'm saying? Just got to kind of follow the rules. This isn't America. I mean, this isn't the United States. This is a third world country, and you got to know that. So
yeah. You're fluent in Spanish, or you're getting there, or what? How's your Spanish?
No, I'm not fluent.
Oh, damn.
I can speak some Spanish Ebonics.
Nice. Yeah. Cool, man. One thing I was going to ask you about last time we talked in our studio over there at Phaser Control. I was going to ask how your daughter's doing, man. You wrote that song for her. I have a 7-year-old daughter named Lyric, and I want to say Kaylin was about that age, right? When you wrote that song for her, 6, 7?
And hey, little girl, look what you do.
She was, I want to say that she was about 4 or 5.
And I think I follow her and see her on Instagram. She's in the music scene a little bit, right? And modeling and stuff like that. How is she?
Yeah, she's really excellent. Not gonna lie, she was a pretty successful model. And she wanted to get into quote unquote the music business. And I'm like, baby, don't do it.
Right.
And she did it, and so she had to quit modeling, and she was making quite a bit of money. She was doing very well in modeling. She was making enough, maybe more than all of us, really,
Right
honestly. And
yeah,
I got a call from her agent. I got a call from her agent saying, hey, Kaylin got offered this much, and it was a fucking lot. And
wow.
To do one day with Diesel, and she turned it down. So I called her up, like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, well, Daddy, like, even if you don't need the money, like, your brothers, your grandparents, anyone, people need that money.
Right.
So, Daddy, if I stay doing modeling, then no one can take my music seriously. And I'm like, okay. And that was it. And she's done well. She's signed, and
awesome.
She's done Palapalooza. She's done Reading Festival. She's done
That's
Lowlands, Reading,
cool.
and 2 big English ones, and she toured the country a few times. And I'm quite sure I'm biased because I'm her father, but I think she got whatever it is. She's
right.
it.
Right.
I would suggest anyone out there who likes me or likes good music, check out Kaylin Russo. You can find it on Spotify, on all platforms, really. But
Kaylin Russo.
And she had a new single called "Assume" that just came out.
Hell yeah. All included on this podcast episode. But yeah, I've watched her on Instagram. Obviously being a fan of Unwritten Law, I kind of checked her music out, and she's talented, dude. She's got some pipes, and definitely, like you said, she has that whatever it is, she's got it going on.
Thank you.
So you got to be proud, dude.
I'm very proud, man. We're all proud of her. She's she's it.
Right on. Yeah. Right on, Scott. Thanks for your time, dude. We're just calling some people. I'm going to call Tim Piles next, I think. You got anything to say to Tim?
Tell him I said what up and stay safe.
Absolutely, brother. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy. Really nice talking to you, Scott.
Stay well, boy. Be well. Cheers.
And there you have it. Episode 3 of your Quarantine Wellness Check with Palapalooza. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We checked in with Todd from Fallen Monuments and San Diego Punk, and Wade and Scott from Unwritten Law. There has been a good response to this, so we are going to release a bonus episode next week. We're going to touch base with Mario Nights Like Thieves, Mitch from Fishing for Chips and San Diego Punk, and our good friend Evan Gutierrez. He's a local music supporter. Looking forward to shows here very soon, hopefully sooner than later.
Right to jail, right away.
Lyric, what do you think of all of this?
It's kind of fun because I get to go on the silk and I get to be at home, and when I'm at school usually I don't get to a lot, only after.
You get to stay home a lot. Is there anything you miss?
Probably Miss Jarvis, my teacher.
All right, there you have it. Palapalooza Quarantine Wellness Check. We'll do a bonus episode next week. Stay healthy, San Diego. We'll see you soon.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Palapalooza. Palapalooza. We're talking to you. I'm Palapalooza.